Hello, and welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play video with me, Elven Dragon, here on Shamblecraft Season 2. So last episode, we, along with Space and Vin, built up this small little village underneath the ocean in this lovely little dome, and it has produced us quite a bit of iron. So if you take a look in the chest, you can see we have about a stack and a half in here, probably close to 2 stacks by now, which is quite good for this small little thing. But today we are not doing anything with villagers. Instead, we are going to be using these 2 shulker boxes here, along with all of this terraforming material that I have. And we are going to be building up our first shop. Now, Space and Vin already have a couple shops over there for the group, so I'm going to head over to the shopping area, and I will meet with you there. Alright, so the rest of our group's shops are all down here. We have, what's this? Oh, this is the potato shop, made out of diamond blocks because Space decided that we need to use them. We also have Sparkle Death Road foxes, which are absolutely adorable. And let's not have our sword out here. And we have no payments in there. We also have a lava shop with not quite free fast travel, as well as the Sparkle Death Geode Cake, selling amethysts and, well, cakes. However, I want to do something a little different. All of this, I don't know why we have these giant power lines or whatever in the sky, but I want to do something a bit different. I've noticed that all of the shops in this area seem to be on the ground, which means that there is a lot of open and free real estate if someone wants to build up in the sky. And if you couldn't guess from the 2 shulker boxes of endstone, what I think we're going to start with is a bit of an end island. The only problem is that we need a space to put a path up to the shop. So let's go land up on this dome here, and we can see there's a lot of small shops in here. There's not much space to put off a path. Now, we could always just have it go off the cliff over on this side here, which is an option, which would put it over by the rest of our group's shops. Or we could have it over in that little indentation over here by that Prismarine Bridge, where there's a Prismarine shop, and also the Terraformers Guild, which I should probably look into joining that at some point. Alright, I'm going to run around here for a little bit, and I'll be back once I decide where we're going to be putting our shop. Alright, so I think I found where I want the path up to the shop to be, and I've already started a little bit of it. So what we're going to have is we're kind of have these small little end islands going up that you're going to jump up between. We may have to do something about this jungle tree here, but we'll deal with that if it actually becomes a problem. But we're basically just going to kind of step these up by a block or 2. Well, a block, because you won't be able to get up to them otherwise. And those will all lead up to where the shop will eventually be. Now, I haven't quite decided how high up I want to put the shop. I do want to have a few of these little islands. And we'll probably have some offshoots that have trees on them as example stock, because this is going to be a tree shop. And, well, we can't exactly have a shop without any stock. Or at least examples of what we sell, because we can't exactly put our stock in a chest. So I'm going to go get these strings of islands in. They are going to be interesting. Probably actually mark all of them out before I start doing the undersides, but oh well. So I'm going to go get all of that in, and then I will be right back. Alright, and now we have the entire pathway up to where I think we're going to put the shop. And I'm quite happy with this. It is a nice winding road. And we are going to add a few lamppost markers to it, which I think should help guide the way up and also light everything up. Because someone was nice enough to put torches on some of these islands, which is quite nice. But I want to put something a little more decorative than just a torch. So we're going to have some end stone brick fences and probably put some birch fences on top of that and hang some lanterns off of there. And that should look quite nice. But with the path in, all that remains is to build the actual... Oh, what is that? What is this? Rules sign up. Welcome to Kill a Kiwi Bird. This game is about killing me, Kiwi, with a beef sword, pufferfish. Accept all ways of murders. All attempts in my life, including failed attempts, will judge the following criteria: stealth, uniqueness. Okay, this is kind of interesting. We may have to take part in this at some point. I've got some ideas. May have to see what's within the rules, because there's nothing saying you can't do some of the stuff I want to do. It does say all means of murder. And there's also no rules in the book saying I can't do certain things. Anyway, with the path in, it is time that we get the island that we want to put the actual shop on. And so I'm going to go get that built up, and then I will be right back. Alright, and there we go. We now have one big end stone island at the end of our pathway, and I am quite happy with it. It's probably not as good as it could be. It's a little too perfectly round, but I'm not really the best at making floating islands. Small ones are fine, but bigger ones are a lot more difficult. So if we hop up here, we can start getting to work on the actual shop. Alright, so for our shop, we're going to have a roughly 9x9 greenhouse, kind of centered on this island. If I'm not mistaken, we need to put the wall there, and then we have the outside right along here. So we're going to do 4 blocks of glass and then an andesite wall, and add walls on both sides. And I'm looking at this and realize that I've built this one block off. So I'm going to go get that moved over, and then I'll be back to show off the full greenhouse. And there we go. We now have the entire shop in. I did dig out most of the floor here so we can put that in. And I got the lampposts leading up the path. Now for the floor, I think we're just going to use birch planks. We're going to do our usual jungle door because I absolutely love jungle. And we are going to have a short little path here going up to the center. That is going to be for the main section of the shop. Now on the sides here, we're just going to put some small little flowers using the crimson planks and a little bit of raw gold, because I think that looks really nice. And then right here in the middle, we will put down our lectern. I need to write the book so people know what they can order. And we will suspend a shroom light from a couple of lightning rods right here in the middle, which should provide enough light to light up this entire greenhouse. And it will be surrounded, of course, by warp trap doors. Now this back section here will have a little garden kind of depicting some of our wares, which we can't put the bigger trees back here because they will not fit within the size of the greenhouse. But we can do a small one of the jungle trees. We can put a little cycad, and I think we can put a couple of the stick trees in here as well. We'll separate this out from the front part of the shop with a fence. Get a gap there for now so we can get back. And oh yeah, I forgot the jungle grass is super bright green. Wow, that does provide a really nice contrast to the moss. I like that a lot. Should do something with that at some point. But I need to go get that in. I need to figure out what I want to put in our shopping book here, because this is going to be where people place their orders and where we have all of our prices. And then I will be right back. Alright, so a little bit later, and we have a path all the way in, and the big island terraformed. Now all that really remains is to figure out our prices in the book and get that written up and add in some detail to the undersides of these islands, because although these look absolutely amazing up here, the undersides are not very well detailed. Now, I think I might toss in some glowberries. I think there's some somewhere around here that I can probably use to get started. But other than that, we're just going to mix in a little bit of coarse dirt. Actually, remove our spore blossom that we put there. We are going to have 2 of those. One of them is going to be on that little island there, which is mostly just going to be to provide some little bits of detail and the particle effects. But we'll have some roots hanging down from the islands. I might put in a few more little bits and pieces around here that are just little shattered bits of island, just to add a little more detail to this section. But other than that, I'm quite happy with how everything has turned out with this. I think this looks great. I took a step back and looked at it, and it actually kind of does blend in with the entire area because of all the greenery that we have on these islands. And I am really, really happy with that. So if we take this step back here and we look at with the view of how people are going to see us coming up to it, yeah, I really like how that looks. Let's dip a little further back. There we go. That looks really good. I'm quite happy with that. But I'm going to go get the undersides of these islands all decorated up. Probably going to add a little bit of glow lichen and a bunch of these hanging roots, mostly. And then I will be right back. Alright, so quite a bit later, and all of the coarse dirt that I brought used up. And yeah, I am quite happy with how these turned out. We got quite a few roots hanging down now. I still have a few more islands to do, like that one right over there, and the big one. But all in all, I am quite happy with how this turned out. Space dropped by earlier to bring a few materials, including everything that I used for the road there, and some prismarine for this little river that we kind of impromptu put in, which goes all the way up to the island here, and just goes all the way down to where the rest of the group's shops are. And that actually looks really good mirroring with that lava fall. But I am really happy with how these look from the underside. Once all these glowberry vines grow in, this whole area will look nice and overgrown, and it'll just connect this in with the rest of the shopping area. Now, I do think I need to get a bit more glow lichen and just scatter it around some places on here just to add a little more texture to the undersides. But all in all, I think the roots, the glowberries, and the 2 different types of dirt are just fine with all of this. All right. And there we go. We have the underside of the main island. They're all terraformed. I might need to stick a few more of the big tree roots in, but I think what we have there is sufficient. And inside the shop, I've done a little bit of redecorating. We now have an order catalog for what we've said called the Draconic Tree Nursery. So the trees that we have for sale are our large trees. We have an oak tree and a jungle tree, which are that one and that one respectively. Also technically these guys here, but those are the smaller side. We also have a dark oak willow, which is actually kind of interesting. It's a recent one I've done. We have a couple fence trees, which are these 2 lovely ones here, both unflowering and flowering. And cycads, which are these short little bits here, which can also be made out of ancient debris, but I don't have enough, obviously, as I only have 1 tool and netherite plated elytra. Actually, 2 tools. Forgot my hoe is netherite. Anyway, we also have for sale specialty trees, which are gem trees, which are made out of your choice of precious stone or metal, which are 3 diamonds each, and all materials must be provided. I am not building a tree out of netherite and having to provide the netherite myself, because if I don't specify that, someone is going to ask for one. We also have a tree of your choice, which is a custom tree made out of your choice of block that is not covered by the gem tree. So a block that is not iron, gold, copper, lapis, diamond, emerald, or netherite. Price of the tree will depend on the material requested, so no more than 3 diamonds, and for the rarer materials we may be asked to provide material. So I think that that is good. We have an order book here for people to type in their orders, which I will check periodically when I remember. And we have a payment chest right here, which, there we go. Now it says that it's a payment chest. And all in all, I am quite happy with this shop. We can take off coming soon and apparently knock down our door. And we should probably get some lime dye and some glow ink to light up our sign, signifying that this is a tree shop. And also probably put a notice everywhere saying that the shop is now open for business. But with that is all we're going to be getting up to today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. And I will catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.